Hello, I'm Kris Ripper, and welcome to Ripper's Rambles number 79. I think I'm going to call this one Ripper is Problematic, just because I think that sounds like fun. Uh, and while I am problematic, that's a somewhat tongue in cheek title. I want to talk a little bit today about the double standards we set for ourselves versus, or rather, I mean, it's a double standard in how we support ourselves versus how we support other people. Um, I am about to undergo a rather life-changing event. I'm going to get top surgery next week, and I'm super, super excited about it. And one of the side effects of this is that it's unearthed in me some internalized transphobic shit that I didn't realize that I thought. And it's entirely possible, and this is really what this story is about, to completely support other people like you and in all of their various forms and flavors and layers, and to not turn that support on yourself. We notice this a lot, or at least I notice this a lot, where pronouns are concerned. I am violently, aggressively supportive of other people's pronouns. And when it comes to mine, I'm sort of like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, which, by the way, is never true. Ever. That's just never, ever true. I know sometimes we fool ourselves into thinking it's true, but it's never true. Pronouns matter. But the standard that I will uphold for you and your pronouns is somewhat different than the standard I will uphold for me and my pronouns. It's always, I think, easier for some of us to support and defend and stand by other people and not do that for ourselves. In this case, I want to talk a little bit about transitioning, which is not a term with which I identify really strongly at all. I really think that there's a um, kind of a external thing that goes on there that I, for various reasons, don't feel as strongly as a lot of other people do. Uh, my response to my gender when the second I hit puberty was to simply pretend I didn't have a body and to never think about my body and to never think about my clothing and to never think about really any of these things. So I just didn't engage with any of that stuff. Which I think is why I managed to dodge dysphoria for so very many years. I mean, I had dysphoria, but it wasn't like acute. I could sort of ignore it. Uh, and then I couldn't. But I am sorry, I'm picking cat hair out of my keyboard right now. But in this process of surgically altering my body to better fit myself, it's really impossible to avoid looking at what transitioning means, especially what transitioning means for non-binary people, and also uh, really examining what we mean when we say that, because I think that uh, in a lot of ways, transitioning is a phrase that seems to refer specifically to physical changes. Um, so that could be hormone replacement therapy or various types of surgeries or even, you know, training at the gym in a certain way in order to get a certain physique. Like I think that a lot of that is kind of what we think of when we think of transitioning. Also, the other side of it, which is name changes and pronouns and being yourself in public in a way that you may not have been yourself in public before. But I think that there's a line there, and this is the line that I am currently hitting, where I feel, and I swear to God, this is problematic as fuck, and I don't feel this way about other people. This is some kind of internalized fucked up thing. I feel more authentically trans because I'm having the surgery than I felt before. And I don't like that. I'm certainly not comfortable with that. And I really feel strongly that I must reiterate, um, I have never ever looked at another person, however they presented, and thought like, you are not trans enough. That's not a thought that I have about other people. I don't think that there is a litmus test for this. And yet, and this is something that a lot of people experience, I have absolutely never felt trans enough, and I have really never felt queer enough, which is obnoxious because I have been queer my whole fucking life, and have put up a lot with a lot of shit because of it, and never felt that I was queer enough to kind of include myself in the protections of community. I guess I feel like in a lot of ways I was excluded from the kind of umbrella of like community and feeling like part of something that might have made some of that easier. Uh, and have always, of course, felt that way, I think, in transland because I'm non-binary, and that's just not as well understood or even honored or by some folks who think that we don't really exist. Um, we're just fucking around. So I guess this is really not a video of coming to any conclusions. This is really just I have sort of in the process of becoming myself, as we all are at all times, turned over a rock and found some pretty gnarly, creepy, crawly things under that rock. One of which is this idea of trans authenticity, which is so fucked up. It's so fucked up. And I think also that it's easy to get into that kind of a habit of not feeling authentically whatever, and then it's hard to break out of that habit. It's hard to see yourself as anything other than not that thing if that's kind of what you've been for a period of years. So I really, I'm gonna keep working on this because obviously my authenticity as the person that I happen to be has nothing at all to do with fucking anything, really, because I just live here in here, and this is where we are. But y'all, it's a struggle. It's so interesting what this shit kicks out when you start thinking about things. But I do want to say, you watching this video, you totally authentic. You are yourself. You are exactly who you need to be right now, and and that is hugely powerful. You are fucking strong, and you're doing the thing. And the next time you have those thoughts about someone else, challenge yourself to turn them back on you, because that shit is real damn hard. So there you are. Ripper is problematic. I am problematic today, or rather all the time, and just discovering different ways in which I am problematic with myself. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye.